Hello and welcome. Today we're going to be going over how to create a Zenphi flow that can automatically send an email whenever a Google form is submitted. So let's go ahead and get started. As we can see from the flow, it is a really short process, but remember you are able to add steps or actions if your process requires it as well. The first step is to select Google Form as your trigger. In Zenphi, a trigger is the action that's going to execute our workflow. It's going to initiate the whole process and whatever steps are inside of your flow. The next step is to set up the connection to Google Forms. This is going to grant Zenphi permission to be able to access the form so that we can use it in our flow. If you've already created a connection previously, you'll be able to find it in the drop-down menu, but if you haven't done so, you can always click on the little plus button here to create a new connection. And if you click Load Form Controls, you'll be able to see all the different variables and their type, if it's a string, date, time, if it's Boolean, etc. Now after the trigger, we would have the different actions or steps inside the flow. As we can see here, this only has one action. However, you would be able to modify this and make it as complex as needed. Now, if we click on the little wrench icon, we'll be able to go to the settings of the action. This particular action is called Send Email Gmail, meaning it will send an email from a Gmail account. So again, you will have to establish the connection with the Gmail account that will be sending the email. To be able to modify all this information, you can simply type manually and be able to insert any information, or you can use this little icon here. This is called a token picker. This allows you to insert data from previous steps. So if you click it here, you'll be able to access information from the Google form, since that is the only step that we have previously. If you had more actions, you would be able to look at more information. So in this case, for the two, I put the initiator email, so it gets sent to whoever actually submitted the form. So to add that, you would just click Add Token. And again, you can edit the subject, the format, and the body of the email. Like I mentioned, you are able to add information from previous steps. Here I put their name, the product that was purchased, since this is a form for a review. In this case, you are able to edit the body as well. You can add information from previous steps by using the token picker as well in the body. You just have to click on this little icon, or you can simply use the add sign. So if you do the add sign, you'll be able to see the other options as well. And once we have that, that is basically all you have to do. So let's go ahead and test this flow. So first, let's fill out the form. Okay, now we have filled out a response. Since my flow isn't published at this time, I do have to do a test run and manually submit the form. But if your flow is already published, every time a form is submitted, you will have the whole process done on its own, so you don't have to worry about pressing test run every single time. I'll press test run, select a form response to start, and we'll use the one that we just filled out. So here we have the test, so we'll go ahead and click start, and then I'll open up our email so that we can make sure that we got the email correctly. Here we have the steps. It has already done both, so let me go ahead and open my email. And yes, here we have it. It says hello test, since I put that my name was Test, and it filled out with the information of the product that was purchased, and everything else appears as I set it up on the flow. And that would be everything. I hope you found this tutorial helpful. Remember, you can always check out our YouTube channel where we have more tutorials on how to build different flows so you can become an expert in no time.